Sorry, Russ. It's all Kevin Hale tonight.
Sound like you just took some helium in.
Really? Am I talking fast? I think it's your connection. We are here. Let me do some proper intros. It is Tuesday night, a live Tuesday night for me. It's been a while. Courtesy of ERRT Radio, my friends at ERRT Radio. I've labeled it the Tuesday night special. I don't know what else we can call it. How's my sound, by the way? Am I coming in loud? Geez.
Yeah, I may have to reboot my. You kind of sound like a chipmunk to me.
Now, if you said that after a few drinks, I would lose my mind. If do what you have to do. All right, I'll do an intro. See, this is live stuff, and we're here to entertain, guys. Courtesy of ERRT Radio, the Tuesday night special featuring me, Kevin Hale, my man, Reality Russ.
Yes, sir.
Doing the, Russ, I labeled this. Let me say, we're streaming live on. Really? But I want. Oh, it's fine here, but I want to hear Chipmunk Kev. See, Russ, this is the cool thing about do you see the little comment below? Look what you fucking started.
I do see.
Do see?
I do see. Gary Busey. I do see.
It is, I don't know what we call this. In fairness, tonight is like shooting from the lip light. For people who don't know kind of my background, I kind of dab in a few podcasts. So here's a little thing, Russ. It kind of all started back in the day with this one, Shooting from the Lip, which I will argue or go to bat that's one of the great podcast names. That's one that you've been on with me many times in the past. It's Joe Rogan light. It's kind of it's guest specific. It's not topic specific. We bring a guest on and shoot the shit for whatever.
Very educational, very informative.
And you were on my early stage of that. You were on that ride with me. That's kind of, I met Tiffany back in the day, and we did some one-offs of paranormal stuff on Shooting from the Lip. So that's the Shooting from the Lip thing. I also do another podcast that is topic specific, and it is called Round of Shots. That is a Sunday night show that is catered to the University of Kentucky sports, basketball and football. I do with a few other guys and have a good time there. People also know me, and particularly ERRT Radio, because of Universal Secrets show that maybe I want to say my words correctly. The show's on hiatus right now. Show that I did with Tiffany Mack, paranormal theme show. So that's that. And tonight, Russ, if my ego was to be front and center, tonight's show would have been this: Inhale, Exhale with Kevin Hale. But fortunately for you, my ego is not that big, so I don't need
to be. It's like the podcast of Christmas pasts.
Is it Christmas? It dawned on me the other day, and I was telling one of our mutual friends. I think I was telling her, Maria, our friendship, you and I, Russ, we're going on 24 years. Did you know that?
Been a minute.
I think we met in 98 and 2022. I could still do the math. 24 years.
It's a minute.
Yeah. Longer than my marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot longer than most people's marriage that aren't in their 60s.
Well, I'm pushing that. So what's the cool thing too, Russ? I don't know if you've done a show with me in this format. And on ERRT Radio, we are streaming live on their Facebook and YouTube pages, ERRTradio.com. You can see there in the description of both the YouTube and Facebook show link. There's ERRT Radio's website, my link tree. So you and I, when we've done shows in the past before, and we just we don't need a topic. We start shooting the shit and it just goes from there. But I do like to turn you loose on a topic or two
Yeah,
and
yeah.
get you
Got to
going.
keep the reins on me because I'll tend to drift off. I am gonna have to do like reboot this though because you still do sound like Alvin, Simon, and Theodore.
All three of them?
And I'm having to listen, like I'm having to lean in to hear. So I'm gonna try to reboot. I'll be right back.
Jesus. All right. So that again, technology. It's who we are. Um who's let me see. We did I did a chat room with the ERRT Radio people and put together a playlist, listened to some music, done some chatting, kind of like a pre-show thing. And looks like most have carried over to the show.
I can hear it perfect now.
Really?
Yes.
So carry over the show. Did you get all that?
Yeah. It is kind of I had my volume all the way up though, and it is kind of still kind of low volume, but that's fine.
The audience, give me feedback. How am I sounding? How's Russ sounding? You know, I would think I would know what the fuck I'm doing by now, but it's not. I don't know if it's me. Anyways, tonight, shout out Maria, Bobby, BB, B Psycho. Ooh, B Psycho. Ron, Eric, American Road Warrior, our little cast of characters, or filthy animals. John, hey John, Charles. So yeah, so here we are, Russ. Again, my other shows, my recent shows, have been more topic specific, paranormal, sports. I want to get your take on the paranormal because I know you got a take. But before we start having, too much fun and being all silly and shit, there was a very there was an event that happened over the weekend, Friday night into Saturday morning. It was such a crazy event that Russ, I take Ambien to go to sleep. If I don't take it, I won't sleep. I skipped the Ambien because of the forecast, the weather forecast that night. Because I didn't know. I had my grandson with me, and he's getting anxiety. Though when he got over to my house, he was telling the teacher what climate change was. Not that she didn't know, but he knew. And he was getting himself worked up. He was watching like the weather. And when I told him to turn that off, go watch YouTube, I walk into the living room and on YouTube, he's looking at tsunamis. I mean, he's just going crazy.
Wow. How old is
he? He's 9. So yeah, there was a very severe weather tornado. A tornado, Russ, they said it appeared to have traveled 4 states. I guess they called that a quad 4?
EF4.
No, the quad 4 as far as the speed
Yeah.
but the distance, the fact that it hit 4 states, they call it like a quad 4 or something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So, but it traveled over 200 miles.
Yeah.
200 miles on the ground.
That tornado left with a full tank.
Yeah, it did. Loss of life. I heard Governor Bashir make a statement, Quad State. There it is, Maria. The youngest was like 5 months, 6 months old.
2 months is what I heard on NPR today.
Okay. And someone is in their 80s. Loss of life. It was something, that this state, from what I understand, had never experienced before.
Yeah.
What was your take? What was, because you kind of, your daytime job, kind of ties into storms and stuff, but
it's definitely
how was your weekend?
An adjacent career to disasters. Kevin's referring to the fact that I'm an insurance adjuster and been working for Allstate and State Farm and some of the big carriers as an independent. And we have to go to disasters like this, but I mean, it's a lot worse than I had originally thought is my take. So I thought maybe I knew it had really impacted Maysville and the candle factory and things of that nature. But today I heard like an in-depth story from NPR talking about it basically severed through part of Bowling Green. Like it went like a direct path through a cross section of Bowling Green and cut the city, divided the city in a way. And they were talking about, communications and all kinds of different things, power being down. And it's a lot worse than I thought it was. And I can see now why the response is so big, because it really was a tragic event.
Yeah, loss of life, everything. It definitely crazy. Hearts go out to all those involved, impacted. Sad time, and say what you will, but the fact that when it comes to climate change, I'm not trying to get political here, but that's a topic that clearly divides people. The kind of weather that we experience in the middle or almost the middle of December, Russ.
It is pretty anomalous to have a killer tornado, couple weeks before Christmas.
Mm. That's actually the fact that that's even worse. That's worse sounding. The fact that you just say it's right before Christmas.
Yeah. They were doing a toy drive because obviously a lot of people's houses got destroyed. They're and even if they had all their Christmas shopping done, and now they got all these other concerns and more higher priorities than the kids' presents, and so they were trying to. There were some people doing charity work to do that as well, to make sure the kids still have a Christmas, even though for a lot of families it's going to be disrupted.
Yeah, I'm not going to harp too much, and I don't want to be like a party pooper or rain on anybody's parade, but one of the places that was hit was that candle factory. Mm-hmm. And one thing I don't do a lot of anymore is watch the news on CNN, and I don't watch any of that. I'll get my news in the morning or throughout the day on like Google News items and stuff. But that factory had I want to say over 100 people, someone can correct me, working there. And that factory was in the path, and loss of life. And then there's now this this narrative, should people have been working, because here's the thing, that was forecasted. This wasn't something that just popped up through a good day before. We were seeing all this severe weather warnings, tornado warnings. I mean, I saw it. So I don't know, just we kind of brace ourselves for snow days, people, jobs, kind of put it out there, to people to work. I guess in the factory it's obviously different. They can't work remote, but I don't know. I mean,
I think this was fairly unprecedented. I heard they were kind of putting a little bit of not blame, but they were definitely asking questions today in the media about should they have sent the people home, blah, this, that, or the other. Again, what I would remind people is I mean, what it all boils down to and what shakes out is common sense. No one expected this type of tornado to hit this type of facility. I mean, maybe we're naive and not expecting it, but
it's one of those.
It's kind of crazy.
One in a million chance. It's almost kind of like, okay, I'm gonna win the lottery before I get hit by a tornado, kind of thing, or struck by lightning. But
I think the odds of a tornado are better in Kentucky.
Yeah, I was kind of being facetious there, but thanks for correcting me. So yeah, Kentucky weather, weird. What we do have. It's crazy. Ron was saying while we were getting tornadoes, he had 20 inches of snow, and he's in Minnesota. So, yeah. What have you been up to lately? Tell me something good.
Well, I spent a few months down in New Orleans, adjusting for Allstate insurance. I had kind of a gravy job. I was the ladder assist because I'm not afraid to climb on 2 and 3 story steep roofs to take pictures. So I was down there.
Was there a storm? Did you go there?
Yeah, the Hurricane Ida came through.
Oh, Okay.
And so spent a little time down there, ate really well, had a good time. New Orleans is kind of a neat
Did you
city.
get into any voodoo?
Oh yeah,
Really?
voodoo all over the place. So these, the ladies put the voodoo on you if you ain't careful. But we, had a good time. I've been back in Louisville, just kind of getting my business going. The roofing company and roofreport.com for anybody who is in the market for roof inspection. I can also do virtual.
I'll post that later. Yeah.
Help in that way if you're having any problem with your insurance. But other than that, just playing cornhole, as you know, drinking bourbon, playing cornhole, and being living in reality.
We've got, this is kind of a pop culture type show, so we'll be covering all kinds of topics. But you mentioned bourbon. Bourbon, it is, I don't know, is Kentucky really the mecca of bourbon?
Oh yeah, Kentucky. I mean,
anymore.
Up until probably the last several years, or 10 years, we were the only bourbon producers because the word bourbon was copyright or trademarked in Kentucky, or Kentucky Straight. The phrase Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey, some variation of that, was trademarked here. And for it to be called Kentucky Straight bourbon whiskey, obviously it had to be made in Kentucky. So, but there's some other places that call it, make whiskeys and call it bourbon now, but it's not going to be the at least 4-year aged in number something charred oak barrels, number 4 charred oak barrels for at least 4 years. I'm sure there's some people that can correct me on a lot of that, but the limestone water, the barrels, the aging, the altitude, all that, very unique here to Kentucky.
Altitude?
Oh yeah, I mean, different rick houses produce different characteristics in the bourbon. You could take the same White Dog, which is the liquid that they put into the charred oak barrels, and you age it in one rick house on one floor, and then you take it across the county and age it in another rick house on a different floor, and you're going to get 2 completely different bourbons.
Yeah, people in the chat, pay attention. There'll be a quiz at the end of the show. Russ, how long have you been a bourbon guy? Because you tried it. First of all, what are you drinking? What's the bourbon?
I have 2 different 13-year-old Knob Creek single barrel picks.
One for each hand? What's going on?
Well, this one's gone. I was kind of doing a side-by-side comparison tonight because these are anytime you get a single barrel bourbon that's been aged for a while, you're going to get a little bit of a unique blend, even in like the same brand, if it's Knob Creek or Buffalo Trace or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty good. Knob Creek's always pretty oaky, but I've been in bourbon since about 2014. A friend of mine had me stand in line for some of those special bottles we get, like the Pappy Van Winkles. This particular one was the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. I got a bottle of George T. Stagg, which is 130 some proof, barrel proof bourbon. And I tried it and it blew my mind. So I started standing in line for more bottles and buying and selling Pappy Van Winkles, and just kind of become a little bit of a hobbyist at it.
2014, huh? Do you want to know my killer hard drink tonight? Or at least one of them.
What is it? Screwdriver?
Close.
Is it a Phillips or a flathead screwdriver?
Mimosa.
Oh, mimosa. Okay. Reminds me of that Cheech and Chong movie where Chong goes, "What are you drinking there? Is it, what's that called? Fussy pussy? Fusay poussey?" It's like some kind of like wine hypnotic type thing, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if we could say pussy on here because
it's poussey.
But you say poussey, that's a different.
Fusay poussey.
Poussey. Cornhole too. Let's go to that.
Oh, absolutely, man.
Shout
out to my
cornhole chicks. Which one is it?
Cornhole what now?
Or chicks?
Or chicks? I mean, they have a cornhole. Anyway, they there's always ways to play, Kevin.
Yeah, I know. You could take the board and put it over. No, all right.
This is
no, John. It's not a screwdriver. I don't mean
another.
I'm drinking a mimosa. All right.
My man Big Daddy has a cornhole bag making company here in Louisville, and he makes Big Daddy bags, and he's actually about to I think he's going to go full time as a bag maker and leave his other job. Is what I'm thinking.
Now, for people who are not familiar with cornhole, is there corn inside the where does the name come from?
Well, the name comes from them putting a bunch of corn feed in duck cloth canvas bags, and then cutting a 6-inch hole in a piece of plywood and throwing those from across the room. So originally it was started in Cincinnati. There's a fight on whether it started on the east side or the west side, but the lore is that a fire department was sitting around, wasn't a lot of fires going on. Maybe it was the rainy season, I don't know, and they had to come up with something to occupy their time. This is before you had the stair climber and the Nautilus and the Peloton bike, to keep yourself in shape. So these guys were looking for an activity, and they came up with cornhole. And so the only thing that they had really to fill the bags with that was reasonable was the corn feed. But since then, we've evolved to a polytriethylcyclamine, some kind of PET resin. I can't really remember the whole name, but it's basically little plastic beads inside.
Big Daddy cornhole bags, the new Xmas gifts. I remember before cornhole kind of became popular, there was that game that you took like a washer or something. You know?
They got washers. Remember we were talking the other day about the EPA banned game, the lawn jarts.
Gonna put someone's eye out, Russ.
Cornhole bags guaranteed not to impale your skull.
Impale.
Yeah.
Speaking of impale, Vlad. We're just getting started. We got all kinds of stories.
Absolutely.
24 years of stories with us. Though a lot of those stories didn't kind of pick up until later. I think when I first met you, I remember going over, meeting you, Ronnie, going over his place. And I guess cornhole was back. Was it popular? When did cornhole really kind of
started playing? I started playing cornhole in 2008. I came back to Louisville with it in 2009. And oddly enough, my hometown of Louisville, I was down in Cumming, Georgia, which is a little bit north of Atlanta. Cumming, Georgia, Cumming. So had a good time there, and came back to Kentucky and picked it up, and everybody was pretty keen on it here.
I'm kind of typing and interacting as we. Can you see the screen when I put a comment up? Because you're looking at your phone, right?
I probably have to get my readers out, but yeah, it's kind of small.
That's all right. I just said a roll call. Where is everyone located? We'll see. I'm always curious to know what part of the planet people are watching, listening. No, just watching. So we got Missouri. John's in Missouri. You and I are here in Louisville, Kentucky.
Derby City, baby.
Derby City. Minnesota. Ohio.
I say it like Jesse the Body. Minnesota.
Governor. What do you think? Is it? Could he have made a run as president?
Of course he could have.
Back then.
Probably, but he went a little
Louisiana.
I think his mind went a little AWOL. I think he got too much information too fast, and I don't think he was able to process it as well as he should have been able to. I think he went a little haywire, and he saw too much, and he didn't know how to navigate it or something.
Check this out, Russ. Our friend Ufi, Paris. What's the time zone there? What time is it? Ufi in Paris. I didn't Google it. I don't want to.
Greenwich Mean Time, bro. I don't know.
Do you know any Paris? Can you speak that language?
Je ne sais pas. Je ne parle français. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Can you sing that song?
Voulez-vous coucher avec? No, it's not.
You did not. So cornhole's your thing. Did you brag at me one time? One of many times. that you were like a top 100 cornhole player in the world at one
At
time?
one time,
Top
there,
100.
yeah, I was.
And there was more than 100 people.
Oh yeah,
playing at that time.
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, at one time in the infancy of cornhole, before now we have two governing bodies. You got the ACO, which is the original gangster on the block of governing cornhole bodies, American Cornhole Organization. They were the first ones to put on tournaments and make professional bags and do all that. But then another governing body, the ACL out of North Carolina, American Cornhole League, came in, and man, they took off. They got corporate sponsors. A guy named Stacy Moore is the president there. They got a commentator that came out of the cornhole world who was an engineer who does commentating on ESPN full time now. His name is Trey Ryder. He really carved out a niche for himself as the basically the play-by-play man on ESPN for cornhole matches. And then they got a professional color man that sits next to him, and it's pretty neat. They did a mock draft just this last weekend that was pretty neat.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'll dabble, scroll through channels on my Sling TV, and when I get to the ESPN channels, it seems like there's a cornhole tournament always on. That give you the warm fuzzies. Seriously, I mean, that would be back in the day when we were flipping channels. We would stop when we heard the soft porn playing in the background that's kind of blurred out. But does cornhole do that for you now?
Oh man, when I see cornhole on TV, because the right here in Louisville, Kentucky, we have several pros that have won national tournaments, and then right outside the city of, or right surrounding the city of Louisville, we have Matt Guy, who is he's basically the Tom Brady, Michael Jordan of cornhole. He's in Carrollton, Kentucky. He and his son Brett Guy are both multiple-time national tournament winners, and they're right up the road. And then we have some other big people down in around Litchfield and
well, if they're the Tom Brady's of the world, who are you?
Oh, and well,
yes, cornhole rockstar 89 70 Abel. Cornhole,
kind of like Jeff Shepard of cornhole. Like I'm almost
somebody. People in Kentucky know Jeff Shepard, but
yeah,
if people outside of Kentucky, who would you be?
Oh, outside of, let's see,
Rick Astley.
No, I'm not a troll.
Not Michael Jackson. If you were, all right, label yourself a musician.
I'd be kind of like the Scottie Pippen, because like I'm nothing unless I have Jordan on my team. So I got to have like a really good player on my team to step up and make my game good. And I know that, Pippen came out with his book, and I said he was the best player ever and all that. But
hanging around with you, Russ, steps up my game.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, hey,
what's all those hats over behind you?
What's that?
The hats.
Oh, yeah, that's just when I don't feel like, when I get out of bed and my wig's all messed up and I don't feel like doing anything, I just I got a whole assortment of hats to put on so that I can get out of my primping.
All right, rattle off. What are the hats behind you? Give me.
All right, let's see here. Well, we on the wall.
I mean, there are no candles.
I
mean, those hats are the equivalent of my candles.
Oh, okay. Yeah. A lot of bourbon and some UK stuff, some Dallas Cowboys stuff. I'm not really a Cowboys fan, but bourbon and beer. There's some craft beer.
So you have a hat up there that you're not a fan of. You just said you Cowboys fan, or you weren't a Cowboys fan, but you implied that there's a Cowboys hat up there.
Yeah. Well, there's funny. I got a story about that hat. I'm sitting in I'm sitting in a bar near an airport in Destin, Florida. This is a great story, Kevin. This is actually a great story.
Well, here's one for you, Ron. If you can set us up with the ERRT Radio hat, help us out.
I fly down to Miracle Aviation in Destin, Florida, and the guy I used to work for, who's a little bit of a crook, had his own plane. He had a couple of his own planes.
Well, hold on. Yeah. Isn't a crook really an all or nothing? How are you a little bit of a crook? Either to me, you're a crook.
That's
or
you're
not a crook.
The great Eminem, or no, the Mob Deep. I think it's Mob Too Deep or Mob Deeps. They said, scared to death, scared to look, you shook, because ain't no such things as halfway crooks.
There you go. And if you quote a rapper, then I mean they only speak facts, right?
They spit facts.
Spit facts.
Yep.
So what were we saying? The hat story. What was the hat story?
Oh, the hat story. So I'm gonna try to make it quick. We're at a bar. I'm there with the pilot that I flew down with. I'm a pilot in training. So, and we're in a single engine.
Oh, you're a pilot in training for real?
I was a pilot in training, but it's for the just like your private pilot's license to fly like these little Cessnas, little single engine pilot.
Still a plane.
I'm not going to be taking off for Delta anytime soon. But we're sitting there, and these two I think it might have been at the airport, but anyway, these two guys are pilots, and my pilot starts talking to them. They all figure out that they're pilots. Well, these two guys were the pilots for a Gulfstream, like a Gulfstream 5 or a Gulfstream 6, something like that. But it was Jerry Jones' private jet.
Oh,
it's Jerry Jones' private jet.
Throw that in my face.
That hat is I don't think it's autographed. No, it's not autographed, but it came off of Jerry Jones' private jet. And I
read the screen, Russ.
His pilot's last name was Cook, something like I don't know, Jeff Cook or something like that. Mm-hmm. But anyway, they told us a story about them flying under a hurricane coming into Miracle Aviation to get his family one time. And Jerry Jones has a house on a private island right off of Destin, the coast of Destin somewhere.
Mm. He's probably got a house on several private islands.
Oh yeah, you would think so.
What would if you were on an island, Russ? What would be the things you would need? If you were on an island for an extended period.
Like how many things? Like I'm thinking top 3, maybe.
Yeah, I'll give you 5.
5 things. I don't know. 5's a lot.
Okay, 4.
All right, 4. I mean, I feel some things you're going to need, but you're not going to have. But you definitely need.
Let me refer to this. Where's that comment?
Some kind of flint, rock, or something to start fires. I want a fire starter.
Read the screen, Russ.
It's so small. Russ making a story quick. That's not going to happen. So yeah, I want fire. I got to have fire, Kevin. I mean, fires, it's going to keep you warm. It's going to ward off crocodiles and shit. You don't want
what kind of island are you on with crocodiles?
I don't know. They got freshwater inland, Kevin. A little ways inland, there's crocodiles. I don't. What are you going to do?
Okay.
So some kind of fire starting device. You got to have a machete, man. If you don't have a machete in the bush, you should have stayed home. There's no reason not to have a machete.
Okay.
So I got to have a fire starter and a machete.
Okay. People real quick,
Jeep,
humorous in the chat. Give us 3 things that you would need on an island. 4 to take too long.
I'm going to go straight to a Jeep because I want to lift it up Jeep so I can drive around, man. I don't want to have to walk all over the place.
That sounds like cheating. If you're on an island with a vehicle.
You're right. Hot air balloon. Then I could just fly off the island and let the wind blow me to the middle of the ocean where I'll get eaten by the sharks or die of sun poison. I don't know. Okay.
Sounds painful. Well, we made an effort.
Helicopter. My 4th thing is helicopter.
Maria has a machete. Just saying. What the hell why do you need a machete? Is that, I guess, for the woods in the background?
Machete. You got to cut paths, bro.
Okay.
You got. How are you going to drive your 4-wheeler down the path if you ain't got a machete?
Internet and fire. Oh, check this out. V breaking it. V psycho. Her things. Man slave. They do everything with the right motivation. I like the way she thinks.
Sounds like a little sadomasochism in the mix.
I think I'm a motivator.
Oh yeah.
You don't think I am?
Oh yeah.
I've sat back in my chair and motivated people.
Yeah. You just you know exactly how to gingerly guide the.
Is it my words? Is it the cadence in my voice? What is it? How do I
know? I think it's the sadism in your eyes.
These cold, dark, black eyes. Where are we at? Just getting started. 9:39. I think we're gonna go candle. Yeah, I think we need candle. Targeting it probably around 10:30 Eastern time. Oofy, I don't know what time that is in your time, but you'll tell us. So we got maybe another hour of shooting the shit.
It's 9:30 here. What is it, like 2:30 there?
I mean, that would be what, 5 hours. 6, 4, 3. I can't even think now. All right, I've switched drink. I ran out of mimosa. My next drink that I have lined up is gin and Sprite.
Rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and Sprite.
There's a country song, isn't there? A country version of that or something like that?
Yeah. That's the one. Yeah, that's my jam right there.
I would play it, but I think that one's copyrighted. And I am going to play one song a little
by
later.
The Gourds. If anybody wants to look it up, Gin and Juice by The Gourds. Most people know it, but it's better than the Snoop Dogg version. Even Snoop Dogg says so.
Snoop Dogg. You were talking. We had a good conversation the other day. I'm not the. When it comes to music, I'm first and foremost rock is my go-to. Then it kind of just goes from there. I like pop. Only country music I listen to is here locally. But one of the genres that I do kind of struggle with is rap.
Yeah.
And you're a big fan.
Oh yeah.
You quote rap words. I don't know if it's lyrics. They're more words. But we've got a huge rap star in town.
Oh yeah.
Just tell people who that is.
So little guy from here. He went to Atherton High School. His parents own a sign company in town. I've caught little YouTube tidbits of interviews and things of that nature. But I mean, the most remarkable thing is he had a meteoric rise. He went from producing like our friends and artists do, producing a couple of local albums that he promoted, and he went and did small shows and stuff, to absolutely going supernova. I mean, he went from rapping in small venues in Louisville and surrounding areas with, he said, maybe sometimes 6 people would show up at the show, to when he did that What's Poppin' remix, he got the 3 hottest rappers in the world, the baby at the time before he had his little controversy, Tory, I think it's Tory Lanez or something like that, was the middle guy. He was from Canada. His other work, I didn't really get into that much, but he had a really good verse on that Jack Harlow song. And then Lil Wayne
Harlow
last.
is the artist, by the way. Jack Harlow. Yeah.
Yeah. Lil Wayne went last on the track, which unless Eminem's involved, because as No Life Shaq, another YouTube guy, says, hashtag Eminem goes last. If he's ever on a rap tandem, Eminem's always the last to go, because nobody can go after Eminem. It's just not fair. And but so the whole thing that you're missing about rap, and I can make you a fan right now. I've thought about it.
Talk to the audience too. You're making
talking to the audience. I can make anybody a fan of rap. Not like you're going to love it and jam out to it and go buy some CDs tomorrow. But the point of rap is it's our modern day storytellers. Rappers are modern day. It's our country singers for the most part. They're modern day storytellers. Like in the old days, you would have one person who would entertain when people sat around, having drinks around the fire or something. You had someone who was either good at poetry or singing or telling a story about days of yore or days of old, or what do you want to call them? They would have that storyteller who was just good with words. They were good, bending your ear, and they got you intrigued, and you wanted to listen and hear what they had to say. Well, that's what rappers are. They're telling stories very lyrically, very Geoffrey Chaucer from the Canterbury Tales style, Shakespearean style. I mean, Eminem said he's a regular modern day Shakespeare. Jesus Christ, the king of these Latter-day Saints here. So, I mean, it's just they just say things in a way that makes people kind of pay attention.
Read the screen. John
Here.
says, I want to hear DJ Russ Ray do more rap. Make us a fan, brother. You can ad lib. You've done that pretty good. Give me something right now.
Oh, I don't know. I got a little tickle in the back of my throat, so like I got a little cough drop in, and I'm sipping bourbon to keep from choking on my lack of oxygen. So I'm gonna have to I'd have to get into a little more form before I could really spit anything worth hearing.
We'll circle back on that.
Yeah, well, sorry. Maybe if I get this, the bourbon relaxes my thoraxal sphincter muscle, and I can breathe well. Then
is that for real? Is that a muscle?
Well, yeah, you have a sphincter, of course, in your rectum. Rectum damn near killed him, and then you have a sphincter in your esophagus here that kind of allows swallowing to happen.
All right, so much for the PG or the family show. I mean, we're at.
I don't know.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No. A tickle is V psycho. Double V says. Maria, is there something hanging back there, Russ?
It's my uvula. I got a big old uvula.
Is that what you bought? What about that diamond cutter, Russ?
Oh yeah. It's a booger picker too.
Oh God, stop. All right. John says, I'm officially a big Russ fan. See, you've won over. At least one.
All right.
We're taking baby steps. So,
absolutely. Hey.
When I started shooting from a lip, you were on quite a bit, and so entertaining. I was digging up some of the shows in the past. We had somebody on that she had a show on Vice back in, I guess it was 2016 when we did that show, and it was about sex.
Mm-hmm.
Is there still anything about sex that you don't know? You're not aware of?
Well, I don't know what it feels like to receive any kind of foul, type thing, because I just don't feel like that's my genre. I've considered it, and I'm not. I just don't see myself as a.
Whoa.
If sex is a football analogy, then wide receiver or tight end isn't going to be my position.
Okay, I didn't expect that. Look at what is it? Brewer's perspective. I bet you do too know what it's like to receive. See, let's admit it.
Maybe
sex always sells.
Yeah,
it does. Whether it's on TV, or on a podcast. You get to talk about it. Hey. Who's hiding comments?
You got to stay speaking up, Kev. Literally, the volume I'm hearing you at is a 1.5 on a scale of 1 to 10.
All right, remind me, the audience, tell me if you can hear me. Is it just, do you have your volume up on your phone?
Buddy, I've hit that button 4 or 5 times after I knew it was already up.
Okay, I'll try to talk louder.
I was looking for if there was a volume on this app.
It is 2021. We're yours.
I got 2 problems.
I know you got the buds. Why do you not have a spare?
I got my Costco earbuds that I got a really good deal on. Do you not have a
spare one that plugs in?
Well, the problem is these aren't charged, and I can't even find the mini USB that I need to charge them. So that's a problem. And then
next time you're here, go through my drawer. There's a whole bunch. Yeah.
I have these old school analog wire infused headphones, but it's got the round mill end. It don't have the
all right. My earbuds, I
feel like I've been boomered out of the earbuds here, man.
Pulled it out. But my cord connects to my microphone.
Like the stewardess at the front of the plane teaching me how to fasten my seatbelt.
Buckle up, people. We're 40-ish minutes in there. This feels good, Russ. I haven't done, my Sunday show that I do, Round of Shots, is a sports show. It's Kentucky sports, so it's catered to definitely a, a specific audience. I've missed doing these type of shows where we just talk shit.
Just riff on life.
Yeah, freestyle it, and shooting from the lip. I had put that. Last time I'd done a shooting from the lip show was in November of 2020. I took a hiatus because I was kind of giving my time and attention to Universal Secrets and the sports thing. I do miss the opportunity just to talk and about whatever comes to mind, what's trending at the moment. One thing that is trending, Russ, whether you like it or not, whether you know or not, is this whole UFO UAP thing. Back in 2000, UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon. That's
UAP.
That's the new one of the new little names, acronyms they're giving.
A little more specific, huh?
Yeah, a lot of this audience here is, they're paranormal fans, and the audience is kind of growing. So I don't know who's on here paranormal, but let's talk a little bit. I'm a fan of the paranormal. I'm not a, I'm not a mark. I'm not someone.
Who's your favorite ghost, Kevin? Who's your favorite ghost? Tell me. I'm a fan of like college basketball. I like UK. If you're a fan of the paranormal, you got to have a favorite ghost.
Probably the last person that ghosted me.
Is it Casper?
No, I'm not but I'm actually more of a skeptic than people realize. They see me doing it. When Tiffany and I are doing our show, she's acknowledged, she's an experiencer. I'm an enthusiast, but not every fucking light in the sky is a UFO or, UFO/alien. Not every bump in the night is a ghost. But what is your take when it comes to the whole paranormal thing? Let's go kind of steps. Ghosts, demons, what's your take on that? Because our friend Maria, she's done investigations with hauntings, UFOs. So be careful what you say. You don't want to ruin any friendships. So, and Sasquatch, we got to talk about big. That's a good one too, Bigfoot. So what's your take when it comes to ghosts?
Ghosts.
Is there such a thing as a spirit that can't cross over? That's somewhere in between. That energy is somewhere in between here and wherever.
Just a second. I'm gonna do. I gotta buckle up for this one. So I gotta. Speaking of spirits, I'm gonna have a little wild turkey rare breed here. It's
Speaking of spirit, right.
Shameless product placement of which I get no money, but I'm a wild turkey fan. I actually got a motto that I wanted to do for wild turkey was I got getyourbourbon.com, and the whole point was going to be get your burb on. We're going to get your burb on. It's like that. I don't know if it's going to catch on or not.
Do you still have that domain name?
Yeah. Yeah. Get your
You've been one that would buy and flip domains, right?
Oh yeah.
You still doing it?
I've never done that well at it. I've made less than I don't know. I've probably made about $12,000 to $13,000 career on it.
That's not bad.
So, it didn't turn into anything big, but anyway, ghosts.
Yes.
Just say I'm gonna keep you on point. I'm gonna keep you on task here.
Please do.
I've never seen a ghost. I've never seen a good enough picture of a ghost where I'd be like, "Yep, totally believe in ghosts now." I've been through the haunted mansion at Disney World, and I could see things can be done with lights.
What's your evidence when it comes to ghosts?
Well, the haunted mansion in Disney World.
Oh, of course, that is.
I'm just saying it's not evidence; it's actually a critique of other evidence, saying that things can be manipulated. Just because you see a picture of a ghost doesn't mean that that was a ghost.
So that wasn't really Jesus in my toast?
No.
Okay. All right.
That was you know,
It was
you
just
put
butter on the
they
toast.
say if you put, you know, 1,000 monkeys in a room for 1,000,000 years and give them typewriters, that eventually
they'll learn how to type.
They'll write the Bible, you know, just by chance, surely by chance.
We are going to get into religion a little bit, but let's stay with ghosts. All right.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm not a strong believer in it. That Christopher Hitchens said, if you've seen the laws of nature suspended in a way that you would, you know, perceive them to be suspended, is it more likely that they were suspended in that way, or that you're under some kind of misapprehension? And so it's basically, like I told my Christian friend the other day, it's like, you know, the Immaculate Conception. It's like, well, is it more likely that Mary got magically pregnant, or that a Jewish girl would tell a lie? So which one of those is more likely?
We might get a reaction. I think there's some people who are on that religious kick here, but that's okay. We're gonna get to religion a little bit, because to me, the great topics I always love talking with guests, with you, and you're kind of, even though you're with me, you're kind of the guest tonight. There is religion, there's politics. Right now, the paranormal is pretty hot too, especially with the whole UFO thing. What else are we talking about? Sex. I mean, that's always a good one.
Ghost. Didn't I hear you talking about ghost sex one time? Like Patrick Swayze all up on who was that in Ghost? Demi Moore? Was that Demi Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost
sex.
Ghost sex.
It's the safest kind.
All right, so we get your take on ghosts. You don't believe, and didn't you ever? I think one time in the day you asked about, is there such thing as animals that are ghosts? That's a good question. I don't know if it was you that asked that question.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah,
I think I was trolling.
Why is there no dogs, or is there someone who's out in the chat real quick? Is there been, quote unquote, documented, either evident or whatever, about ghosts or animals that are ghosts?
Hey Kev, I was mowing the grass the other day, and there was a big anthill. Must have been 1,000,000 ants. Killed all 1,000,000 of them. Now I got 1,000,000 little ghosts in my house. Ant ghosts are the worst.
Not uncle, but ant. Okay. What about succubus? Is that an animal? That's not it. Is that an animal? Succubus?
Succubus.
Is that an animal? Do you know what that is for starters?
Yes, of course I know what a succubus is.
Okay. What's the other one? Succubus and what?
Is a demon spirit in a
it's not an animal. It's like a
it's a demon spirit in a woman that sucks all of a man's life force out of him. So so if you have a friend and they get married to like a chick that completely envelops them, and no longer your friend can no longer like really hang out with you or talk to you or whatever, then he was victim of a succubus who completely enveloped his life and sucked the soul out of it.
A sexual demon is a succubus, right?
Yeah. They usually try to marry you and drain your energy.
Get half.
That's what I saw on South Park. You know,
is that where you go? We want prenup. We want prenup.
Well, that is one defense against the succubus. Yes,
incubus. There you go. That's the other one. Incubus. The other one.
Kanye West.
Kanye. I meant the other name of succubus is incubus. We're all over the place, but it's okay. You know, I'm hosting this ERRT Radio show, ERRTradio.com, on their Facebook and YouTube page. I get to be the host, which means I get to call the shots tonight. And everybody's just playing along. They are playing along. They're having it. See, here's what's cool, Russ. I don't know. You're on a fucking phone. Next time, do the show on a damn computer so you can truly see comments. There's a whole narrative in the back end of the show.
I got a button that says chat, but then I wouldn't be able to see you. And here's the comments. Okay, yeah, I can see all this.
Okay, there you go.
I can look at this for a minute.
You're one finger away from everything, Russ. Use your finger.
Now I can't see how stupid I look looking at my phone all close though.
You can look in the mirror later, bro.
Now I'm gonna be obsessed with comments, Kevin. I don't know what to do. Now my hands
But
all
see,
up in the way.
that's one of the cool things about doing these shows. That again, there's a story. Our story is part of the story, which is the other story is the narrative in the chat room. A lot of times they're probably not paying attention to us and they're
Heavy
chatting among themselves, but it's okay. We're all having
Meadow
fun.
Detective said, "What's a cannabis then?" I mean, we can get into cannabinoid receptors and the fact that Big
Oh, we
Pharma
got to talk. I'll tell you what.
completely screwed
Before
us.
we're gonna hold that thought. Cannabis. That's a good topic. Let's go there next. But let's stay with the ghosts. All right. So the ghosts were out of the way. What's your take on you cannot have missed these UFO stories that have now made the national media.
Oh yeah, I
So
saw
what?
I guess the most compelling thing is that military plane, and he's like tracking it on his radar, and the shit goes, super
Zooms
duper quadruple supersonic,
Right.
and just takes the fuck off, which is interesting
Mm-hmm.
because I have had a sighting of lights in the sky at night in the very rural, unlight polluted part of Kentucky, where I saw lights zip across the sky faster than
Was that
anything that I.
cannabis like?
The only thing I can think of. No, I just ruled that out. I was like,
Right.
maybe somebody was projecting the light up there, but there's no way because it was like one of those things that you see way off and it's barely making light. So a projected light couldn't have been that. Anyway, I don't think we can mix paranormal.
We're not alone in the universe.
Yeah.
At least by that, right?
Where is your line? Here's what I need to know. Okay. Where is your line that draws a sharp line between paranormal and extraterrestrial? Because I feel like you all kind of mix those two in together.
Yeah, I kind of struggle with that too. Because to me, paranormal, they do lump UFO alien into the paranormal because of the whole experiencer thing. And I see it as, to me, it's different than a ghost. A ghost, there's no, what is a ghost? It's spirit without form, where an alien is truly a physical being. I see it totally
by
different.
definition, though, when you say without form, you're saying without I don't know what's the right word, like atomic form, right? I mean, maybe it still does have atomic form because even projected light is made of atoms, so I can't say atomic form. It would have to be without I guess physical form, but physical light is physical. I don't know. I'm looking for a word because it still has, if you can see it, it has form.
Really? Is that how you? I mean, if you see an apparition or an orb, you
everything in the
you call
universe
that form
of atoms, even the air that we breathe. So,
all right, Russ DeGrasse Tyson.
Yeah, I know I don't know everything, but the things I know, I say without equivocation.
So we're not alone in the universe.
Probably. I mean, there's no way. No, actually. Okay, so have you seen the new Hubble deep space shit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I took a deep dive on the Hubble deep space shit where they were looking at like a little part of, I don't know, the Big Dipper or Ursula Major. Yeah, Ursula Major. Isn't that the Big Dipper or something like that? Or it's a star in the Big Dipper? I don't know. Yeah. Got it all wrong. Ursula Major, big star. They were looking at a spot in that area that was really dark. And then they said, okay, super zoom into the dark spot. And they found a whole area of the universe that they had never recorded pictures of before, or telescopic universe images.
Big.
Yeah. So, I mean, they found like a whole, I don't think you can call it a quadrant, but they found a whole section. They found a section of universe, because that's something I didn't know either, how far apart like galaxies are, like the Andromeda galaxy, and we're in the Milky Way galaxy, and the closest galaxy to us is the Andromeda galaxy. And we're stupid far away from there, but that's the closest one. And all the other ones are super duper far away. And this new one that the Hubble Deep Space found is even more super duper far away. And there is a star, or I don't know if it's a star or whatever. There's something in there there's a cluster of something or a star or something that they didn't think was physically possible. What's it say?
Yes, this is the mind of a cornholer.
There are 40 messages. I'm never going to read that many messages. I'm not even going to try.
You got to just go to the bottom. Yeah, I try to put my.
You got to keep me up to date on these messages, Kevin.
Oh, it's tough. It's tough, especially when you got it. We got a crowd that likes to chat, and I appreciate that. Chat away, play along.
I know I'm missing all kinds of good humor.
Yeah, I mean, usually we're the funniest ones in the conversation. Not the case here. There's some funny people. We are still pretty funny though.
My favorite people in the world are clever trolls.
You're one, aren't you?
I love a clever troll.
No, Ron, I don't want to take notes. That's not what I do. I don't like to take notes. I like to. I'm in the moment. Try not to look in the rear view. I try to look ahead.
Maria Duff.
I try to plan ahead.
It's all at my expense. I feel like I'm just going to own it, and I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to know that I know that I know.
Bigfoot, yes or no?
Bigfoot?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably just the fucking circus performer that, didn't feel like getting exploited.
So there's a whole bunch. They're cited throughout the world. So they're all circus performers?
Yeah, I'm going to have to call it that. I'm more inclined to believe in light-generated apparitions than, like some kind of, I was watching an ocean show and you got all this bioluminescence. I'm more inclined to believe in a spirit that has the capability of bioluminescence than I am a Sasquatch or a Bigfoot, because goddamn, Steve Irwin, the late crocodile man, would have found that guy by now.
Read that.
Bigfoot stole the weed. Oh, I mean, hey, if Bigfoot was getting high, he would definitely get caught. You don't give a fuck once at a certain level of high. You're like, what the fuck ever, bro?
Yeah. Once you don't give a fuck, that's when it all goes.
We live for today.
Okay, that's enough paranormal. We could keep talking about that. We'll do that another time. Someone brought up cannabis. We're here in Kentucky. We're behind times when it comes to the whole cannabis thing.
I wouldn't say we're behind that far, Kevin. We're just behind.
Well, we're not. We're not legal in either medicinal or Russ. The keyword is legal. Medicinal.
The greedy corporations and the semi-literate Jesus freaks have held us back a little bit.
All right, I'm just saying we're not there yet. There's many states that are fully legal, several medicinal, and then there's some that still think it's the devil lettuce, this root, part of that, and it's not a gateway drug.
Kevin,
what?
Cannabis is classified. If it can be classified as one thing,
right?
It would be classified as the same thing that every other vice that we have should be classified as.
The gospel. Here comes the gospel.
Or mimosas or tobacco or biting your fingernails, really. It's medication. It's anxiety medication, to be specific.
John, Russ belongs to me. He doesn't need a permit. Russ can't lead the show. I would have to lead the show. Russ is the guy that I poke to get talking. So Russ doesn't need a show. But you're right. He does need a permanent show. He and I need a permanent show together. It feels good talking to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We got to do this.
I need to vent. I do this in my head all day long. Anyway,
this is right.
It feels good.
I know you got shit noodling in your head just like I do.
Yeah.
I eventually have to take a pill to fall asleep.
Oh yeah.
Do you need?
I took an Ambien once and stayed up for 24 hours just because my brain was like, "You think this is gonna work? You fuck."
Your brain.
Yeah, my brain was like, my brain has taken on. So when you transcend the ego and you realize that you are the witnessing presence. I went through a whole Eckhart Tolle thing, Kevin. We've talked about this too.
I've got
I
a
know
couple
that's
of
a
his
whole other
books
thing
because of you. Yeah.
the Eckhart Tolle-ness. But when you become, when you're able to not become, but when you're able to see that you are the witnessing presence for a little spell, then you see all the craziness that your ego is, and that you're, the persona that you've taken on in society. You see that from outside. It's kind of wild. I can't read that anymore. I need readers, man. Russ
pours more bourbon.
Poured more bourbon. Yeah. Well, this is actually a rye.
Okay.
So this is a barrel proof.
So you're
rye.
correcting her.
Yeah. I mean, some people are really into the bourbon stuff. This
Marina
is crafted with conviction. Yeah. Our good buddy, who's the Southern actor that does the stuff for Wild Turkey, blonde-haired guy?
Matthew McConaughey?
I can't think of his name.
McConaughey?
Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, he's
all right.
Turkey. But this is their barrel proof rye, which is, I gotta tell you, it's a good solid pour. Little bobble there. But yeah, that's a good solid pour. Anybody's in that. I got this one at Costco. Limit one per customer because it's such a good bourbon. But I think it's like $40.
So you're a carrying member of Costco?
Yeah. Mallory's got a Costco card. I'm on the couples discount.
All right, getting back to cannabis, correct me if I'm wrong, Russ. Doesn't Kentucky have some of the biggest hemp farms in the world?
I don't know a whole lot about that, but I think so because I think the university.
I have asked you a question you don't know nothing about.
Well, I think I've heard stories about the University of Kentucky. They do a lot. Their agriculture department does a lot of studies on hemp because they're like, hey, anything that's going to be that is a cash crop. I think hemp is already a cash crop, obviously, but that's going to have even more and more and more potential to be a bigger and bigger cash crop as people move away from certain materials. And I think hemp replaces the place of a lot of stuff. And I think it's a lot, have you heard about the whole avocado crisis thing and pecans or almonds? So almonds and avocados, it takes so much water and it's like they're not environmentally friendly to grow in mass quantities. But I think hemp probably is. So yeah, I think Kentucky probably does have a pretty good hemp production. I can't see it anymore. The bourbon has just.
Know what I've done? I do have a prescription glasses. I do wear it, and I'm nearsighted, but I don't need them here. But I did, and they're the bifocals on my glass, so I can wear. I can read shit when I have my glasses on. But I did. I went and got some reading glasses from Kroger the other day, $5, and they work like a charm. But I don't need them right now. I know you're playing the scroll game. That's part of the narrative.
And I'm so numb to caring about anything. I don't know why I'm reading comments.
And that's okay. I mean, someone like you, knowing the fact that you're still in my life for 20, you've been in my life for 24 years. If I didn't think you cared for me, you wouldn't be in my life. Not that I need caring or stroke, the ego or whatever. But my point is that at this time of my life, I only want to be surrounded by people I like.
Yeah.
Family.
Life's too short for bullshit.
Yeah. And here we are tonight. And Ron, I think we're on to something. I think this could be a regular thing. And, we'll talk later. But we're had a lot of fun. The reaction has been good. Tonight, Russ, I'm going to try to keep it about 10:30, so we're about 15 minutes away. We're all over the place, and that's a good thing because the other shows, like my paranormal show, the sports show, you can kind of jump in. You can, watch it whenever during the show because you kind of know the narrative that it's a paranormal show or it's a sports show. Here, we're all over the fucking place. If someone blinks, they're kind of missing something. So,
I'm going to have to get my computer going next time because I see what
you're saying.
there's some
or
really
you could
cool,
just come here and sit next to me, and we could.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The comments are pretty cool. One dude even said, he even has a snifter, and I'm like, cool.
What's that? I don't know what a snifter is. What's that?
What's that?
What is a snifter?
Oh,
you really can't hear me,
dude. I'm literally. It's like I'm having to very gingerly
here's
listen.
the thing. You knew we were doing a show tonight, right?
Yeah.
For how many days?
I mean, you've told me about it for a few days.
Okay. And the equipment you needed to do this show, one of them was to effectively do it, was those earbuds.
You know,
and why in the fuck are they not charged?
Let me tell you the truth.
Because you don't know where the cord is.
Saturday.
But if you don't know where the cord is, why would you ever use them?
Well, because I had them in Saturday, and I had a car charger, and it's in one of the cars, and Mallory's car is really messy, so it's hard to find shit. Anyway, I played in an 8-hour cornhole tournament on Saturday. These earbuds are only good for like 7 hours, and so they died.
What? First of all, you can't be a serious cornhole player if you're fucking just with earbuds too. You're not, to me, you're not totally.
No, dude, you have to do that to focus. You got to focus
exactly. But there is that distraction. If I call you, there's times I've called you.
Airplane mode.
Answered the phone.
Airplane mode. Listen, you got to have the earphones in, because if not, the dude next to you is going to start yakking about some bullshit or bitching that he missed his shot, or you're going to hear somebody say, "Good shot, baby," and it's going to be their kind of, annoying girlfriend that's there rooting them on a little too fervently. Yeah, you got to have earbuds, Kevin. It's very necessary.
All right. This is actually a good. I'm going to send a link to one of our friends.
Pinky's up, Kevin.
I'm going to get her to come on. I got to bring Marie on. She's going to do this. Marie, I'm sending you the link.
Tell her to speak up, bro.
She will. But this will be a good opportunity, because once she comes on and you all start talking, I can go empty my peanut bladder. Can you not hear me at all, Russ?
TMI.
This is bullshit. I'm actually a little aggravated. The fact that you did not come prepared tonight.
The good news is you do not sound like
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Not Alvin, but I'm thinking about the ones that for Disney, the really smart ass ones that for Disney. The two that are always rapping back and forth.
I don't know.
Yeah. No. Somebody comments, help me out with the Disney Chipmunks that were real smart asses. But they were hilarious.
Help him out with the comments, because he can't. Well, if they go too fast, he ain't. Chippendale.
I got it before the comments.
Oh, I do have a small bladder, and it's DD, not TT. Animaniacs. Ron, does Ron drink? Ron, do you drink anything? Yes. Good thing. This is the best part too about our show right now, Russ. We need the chat room interaction is priceless for our show. This is what we need. Yes, good thing, Kevin. You do not sound like Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo.
Yeah, Louie and Dewey. Is that the chip? That is the chip.
He's thinking about the nephews of Scrooge McDuck, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. My grandma's favorite. Those were my grandma's favorite Disney characters for some reason, because she had 3 grandkids.
I had an argument with my grandson the other day because I tried to tell him when it comes to cartoons, it starts and ends with Bugs fucking Bunny. All right, right now in the chat, who is your favorite cartoon character? To me, it's Bugs Bunny, and then Daffy Duck, and then Mickey down the road. I put Yosemite before Mickey.
I'll tell you,
Porky before Mickey.
I agree with you. Bugs Bunny was pretty good. I like smart asses. Now Yosemite Sam, he would go. I like a good pissed off character, and Yosemite Sam was super pissed off. So I think we got to give Yosemite Sam a shout out.
Do we?
Yosemite Sam is like, he's like the old school, Trump supporter. He's just a little pissed off and he likes guns too much,
Speaking of Trump and gun supporter, here we are. Our friend Maria. That place in the background, Maria, kind of looks familiar.
You think?
I got a battle wound to prove it.
Looking a little spooky with that light coming through the window and the darkness all around. Ooh, no wonder these paranormal people really play it up.
I know how to play the game. Thank you very much.
Look, she got a headset on, Russ. She got it
here. I would put mine on, but it would make me not able to hear you all even worse.
Oh Lord. Well, you got to plug it into your phone before you can hear us.
Yeah.
I got the round one though, and it takes the flat one.
Look, people in the chat room were like, "Get Maria on." So, all right,
I don't know why.
Well, Maria, you got to humor me for the next 2 minutes.
Okay, so Russ. You can go empty your bladder.
Exactly. Thank you. Carry on. Russ
is trying to plug me in.
Ask Russ a burning question that you got from tonight. Maria, go ahead.
Look at the size of that thing.
You're rotten. So you don't like the paranormal. You want to debunk all of it.
No, correct? I'm cool with it. I'm cool with talking about it. I used to listen to George Norrie and, Up All Night or whatever. Yeah, I'm good with it. I think it's more, there's something there. I had a friend that had a good experience. He saw a friend he's an atheist. He's a skeptic. Says he saw his dead grandpa balancing his checkbook at the kitchen table like a week after his funeral. And his grandmother came in and corroborated the story, said that they both saw it. And this guy I trust, he wouldn't be telling me this. He had nothing to gain from it. He wasn't trying to, seem cool or nothing. He just said, hey, I'm very science-minded. I'm very skeptical, but I had this experience. So I can get down with that. My only quibble is the gross, just like with all religion and a lot of UFO stuff, the gross lack of evidence. Although, as Kevin mentioned, there's becoming more evidence on UFOs or UPFs or whatever he said, UPC codes.
I just realized I didn't mute my microphone. Did you hear the?
Yes, I heard you.
Heard it.
We heard all of it. Yes, the call.
I didn't because I got you at a Smurf level volume.
Wow, you did hear me. That's embarrassing. Not really. I
couldn't hear you tinkling, Kevin.
The tinkling wasn't the part. I was thinking, can you hear the toilet flush?
Surely you wasn't grunting.
That is my bathroom.
Are you constipated?
No,
I can't hear you. I'm just going to say things that sound like what you're saying.
I swear to God, Russ, you're going to get a fucking headset. I've got extras that will fit your phone, that will not need to be charged. Damn it.
They're wireless?
You know you have to hold his hand.
No, they're not wireless. You're going to go old school. You're going to go old school for an hour and a half.
Well, you better hope my phone is charged because right now I got the power cord of my phone plugged in. And then the headphones and the power cord can't be in
again. I have to remind you knew Bluetooth. About tonight.
Oh my God!
You got the fucking memo a week ago that we were doing this show. You've been in the chat on Mixlr and we talked about it. But yet you told me tonight, and this is where I was like, "Oh my God!" About 6:00, I sent you a text that I just emailed you the link. You told me to text you and remind you to come on.
Yeah.
As a host of a show, I don't want to hear someone say, text and remind me.
Listen, maybe Bill O'Reilly doesn't have that problem, but Kevin Hale is going to have that problem.
That's a big hell
Oprah Winfrey probably doesn't have to text her guest, but you're going to have to step up a couple levels before you got not text me, bro.
Really? Okay. Wow. I thought we had a thing. Someone used the word bromance. Was that you, Maria? Said bromance?
That was bromance.
But I've had a couple edibles.
The thrill is gone, Russ.
I've had a couple edibles, man. I need reminders.
Maria, I'm gonna not to be a party pooper here, but I do want to get a perspective from you because we started off the show acknowledging the storm, the
Russ,
tornado.
put your finger down.
Well, I'm
the
trying to read the comments.
the tornado. Yeah, he's in another world there. But you were close. Share with people how close this fucking tornado came to your place, and have you actually been able to see any of that aftermath since you're close to it?
Yes. The tornado went 3 to 5 miles from my house.
That
Why
was
it did
the
not,
tornado that
that was
ripped
the
yeah.
tornado that wiped out Bowling Green. I kept hearing, I had the TV on and they were talking about everything it was destroying, where it came through, what subdivisions it took out, where it was going, and it was coming, and they had it posted that it was coming to the area of Pig / Collegiate. And that's exactly where I live. I mean, you couldn't get any closer. Put your finger down, Russ. You
Cut X
couldn't
out.
get any you couldn't get any closer. I mean, that was the description. And the first tornado that went through, the quad state tornado that you were talking about, went right through where I grew up.
Mm.
It's just south of my mother's house. So
Did
I
you
was
know
already
any
upset of that.
people impacted? Any deaths? Not to try to really go morbid here, but did you know anybody really that was that went through a bad spell from this?
A lot of the people I went to high school with lived in Dawson Springs, the Nortonville, Earlington, Morton's Gap area. I lived in Earlington for a few years, and that's where it pitched the train completely off the tracks.
Thanks, Ohio Relic. That's a good gesture.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because I
Mhm.
was scared to death, as you know. I mean, petrified.
Yeah, but you had your
I ha-
guns just in case.
You
Right?
know, that is so funny because
Were you shooting at a tornado?
no. But I did, I swear, I put my toothbrush, toothpaste, and my gun in my purse, and I took it downstairs.
Whoa. What's the bare essentials here?
Toothpaste and gun and my purse, money, all that stuff.
Hey, Kev.
I had the thing of water down there. I was good too.
What, Russ?
Maria. So, like,
Yes.
if you do shoot in tornado, you're really just telling God, "Come get me, bro."
Pretty much.
Feel full
You're
defiance.
about right.
It's like, yeah, you're not taking me without a fight.
I think the gun was more for if looters decided to come later on.
Well, I
Because
mean,
we've
your
had
place?
that big problem.
what if the wall gets
Hold
knocked
on.
down and a
I live
coyote
in the
comes?
middle of nowhere.
Let's hold on. Let's go here.
You gotta shoot the
What
coyote.
the hell kind of looter would navigate to your place? Because you're kind of like away from everything. So there would be such thing as looters hitting your place.
I had somebody come and take, and it's called a feeder gate. And I know you two have no clue what that is.
Russ might. I don't.
Russ isn't going to
These
know
hands
this.
are soft.
Well, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead
AF.
and think
No.
by the name that it's something to do with feeding the livestock, but go right ahead.
Very good. I'm proud of you. But yes, I put up a feeder gate to train my calves to go in to go get their feed, and Mama couldn't go in behind them. And somebody stopped and stole just that one gate. So yes, this is why I have a gun.
It's the Joneses from
Your
down the
three
road.
essential island needs:
Exactly. You're
Really?
exactly right.
gun. No.
I'd say it was probably the Amish that
Toothpaste,
stole it from
toothbrush.
you, Maria, because the Amish are always envying our technology, if you know what I mean.
I don't have any Amish around me, dear.
You never. Hey, those people are very slinky.
Trust me, there's
Slinky? What the hell does that mean?
They slink
Slinky.
around. You never know they don't make a lot of noise, Kevin,
Okay.
which is unlike a
Have
slinky.
you? So apparently you've not been around them when their horse and buggies go down the road.
Well, that's clip clop. Yeah, okay. Maybe
So yeah, that's not very
if
slinky.
they're coming by buggy. You should hear their shoes, though they're quiet.
My friends. 10:29. I think we can go. Rusty, can you go a little longer? A little bit?
I ain't scared.
Okay. Maria, I know Maria, you get up early. You got a
I'm
little
good.
bit. I mean, it is
I'm an hour
not
behind
yeah,
you,
exactly.
so I'm
It's
good.
10:29 Eastern here. You're on Central, so it's 9:30. Again, shout out to ERRT Radio. I don't know if this is going to be a thing, but this is something that I don't know. Ron, give me your take. I came up with the topic or the title Tuesday Night Special, and I threw out at Maria, because I'm an ERRT Radio fan. They've taken care of me. We're friends. Love these guys. Maria, you're part of it. You do a lot of
I got a
stuff
good one,
with them.
Kevin.
Let me finish.
No, you need to hear it right now. It's the Tuesday night threesome.
Oh shit!
You want to go there?
I mean, there's three of us right now.
Well, yeah. So if there was 4 people on the screen, it'd be
a foursome.
foursome.
Yeah.
So what was it when
party.
it was just me and you on the screen, Russ?
Could be 3 and a dangler.
I think we're on to something. So Ron, here's what when I threw out the Tuesday Night Special, it was like, ERRT Radio could do until Secrets, whatever Universal Secrets decides to do. And actually, I think if we do come back, it might be a different night. But stay tuned. That's a whole different. I don't want to talk about that anymore. So I'm having so much fun tonight. I realize I miss just getting on a podcast, a live stream, and just shooting the shit for however long, where there's not that we had a format. Well, we didn't have a format, but we knew the topic on like Secrets in my round of shots. We knew there were specific topics. Here we're just all over the place. We're going with the flow and having a good time. And the chat room has responded. Russ, you would see better if you had a laptop. You would hear better if you had earbuds that were either
I'm like
charged
the Helen
or plugged
Keller
in.
of podcasts right now. I can barely see, I can barely hear, and I'm a little numb to touch, honestly.
How many
You can't even
bourbons
feel
you
your
in
way through
tonight,
this.
Russ?
Well, I mean, I may have had a purely CBD edible. If there was THC in there, it was
go back to that.
ounce.
We kind of skipped through the cannabis thing. Maria, I know you don't go there because mainly work. I think I could say that.
Right.
It's a work thing. I admit I've dabbled in the lettuce but I'm an edible too, and CBD, the oil, the drops. Russ, why edibles for you?
Because I can't stand smoke.
Yeah,
I can't. I grew up. My parents were hippies, and so if there's any way to hate cannabis more than the pharmaceutical companies do because it steals all their profits, it's to be born to hippie parents who smoke weed in your face as a child. Mm-hmm. And you're like, God damn it, what is this offensive odor when you're 3 and you realize that it's, some kind of anti-societal, engagement that your parents are involved in. You're like, oh shit, they're not supposed to be doing that. And I hate it.
Do you think back in the day when you were 3 or whatever, you were buzzing all the time too?
Dude, I'm like an idiot savant that can speak well. Yes, I knew shit when I was 3 and 4 that I shouldn't have known. I wasn't like a space cadet 3-year-old that just walking around bumping into stuff saying, oh, new thing. No, I was already judging people at 3. At 3 years old, I was full on judging people.
Really?
Yes.
Still are.
Well, I don't take it as seriously now.
Yeah.
I'm a little more laid back about it.
The gummy thing, I like the gummy thing. I'm a fan of that.
It comes over you like a wave too. It like hits you and there isn't even any smoke to like choke you out to make you a little dizzy before it hits you. In like 1 minute you're like in your ego and you're semi-conscious to life and shit's just happening to you, and the next minute you're like, holy shit, I'm the witness of all of this and I see what's going on and I can change it a little bit, and then you're like, that's just too much to take on.
Read the screen, Russ. Get close.
I can't do it.
I'll tell you
We'll
what,
just read it for you.
I've got to give a shout out to Ohio Relic Hunter. I actually, if I do know who he is, I don't readily know. So, Maria, do you know Ohio?
No.
Okay.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. He is. I say he. I don't know if it's he. And please correct me. Ohio, humor me. Give me your first name, because I tell you what, Russ, he's a fan. He's already bumping me to have, so you can have your own show. That's not going to happen. Shit still goes through me.
I need at least 50
I am
bucks a
the
week.
manipulator. I am the director. I am the stroke. You know, I'm the guy. You know, that part of me. I am a control freak. I am when it comes to this shit. Tiffany with secrets, she relinquished. She handed me the keys, and that's how I am. All my shows, I have to. I'm the guy. I'm Oz. Whether you, in this case, you see me, Oz, you don't. 50 Shades. This is, Did you ever 50 Shades of Grey, Russ? You familiar with that?
Would you say 50 Shades of Gay?
Gray. In this case, it's K. You fucking ruined the punchline.
I made it better.
You almost made me spit out good bourbon too. So stop it.
Maria,
right,
will you give us a heads up, Russ and I, a heads up the next time you're in Louisville? Love to hang out with you.
Yes, I shall be there Sunday.
Oh, Kev.
Can I get a hell yeah? Oh, OMG.
Wow.
See, that would right there, I would.
A little rye chug. Go night-night.
I have to admit.
Just a second, I got to tell my daughter night-night.
Oh.
Hello, Ayla. Does she remember me, Russ?
Also, I came for the heater.
Oh, you got to get the heater back? Okay. We got a little space heater here on the farm. We got to share.
Ayla. Hi, Ayla.
You say hi to Kevin.
That might have been the rudest fan ever.
Night-night.
Oh.
Love you.
Oh, she has school tomorrow, right?
Yes. She actually just went back to school today. She was off Thursday, Friday, and Monday because she has like the same thing that I get, that I have the cough drop for. I get a fall allergy. Yeah, and then it's usually coupled with a sinus infection. I'm already over my sinus infection. I just have the allergy on the back of my throat. My nose is clear and everything.
Did
but
you
she
have
had
that
a little bit of infection
like a week or so ago?
What's that?
Did you have that sinus infection about a week or so ago?
No, it's
that could have been passed on because
I got a post-nasal drip. So mainly what I have is a post-nasal drip.
I'm just looking out for whoever you interacted with.
Like cold weather induced asthma. I know. Right. I got COVID Zeta.
Zeta
variant. I got the Zeta variant of COVID, and good news, I've had an erection for 8 hours. That's what it does. The side effect is an 8-hour erection. And
you know what? If there's no,
I'm now completely.
If there's no video or image, then it never happened, Russ.
Exactly.
Huh?
No.
Always talking, Kevin.
See, now, Ron, I gotta freaking get to the point. We this probably needs to be a weekend show. I actually work. I have a daytime job, and I usually don't go to bed until 12, so I'm still getting good. Ohio Relic, did he acknowledge his sex here? What's going on? Strange. I've had an erection since birth.
Hale's back. She brought the dog.
Oh, when'd you
Aw.
get that, Russ? Or
It's a Shih Poo, but I call it a Shih Tzu because it's half Shih Tzu and half poodle.
poodle?
Poo.
Oh, what's the name?
Jaja.
Perfect.
She was kind of a diva, so I decided. I asked Ayla, and Ayla said, "Yep, Jaja's the name." As soon as she heard it.
Oh, see, Russ, I'm going to go back in time. I used to get in trouble back in my married days with my ex because I would at that time ESPN Sports Center was huge. My kids, we weren't the parents that put our kids to bed at 8:00 at night. I let all my kids. Claire reminded me she would sit on my lap at 11 p.m. to watch Sports Center with me. And the next day, I'd get all kinds of grief from Melanie, my ex, about letting the kids stay up. The one time I did get grief, and Claire reminded me too, she was watching WWE Raw with me, and Triple H said, "I've got 2 words for you." And Claire screams out, "Suck it."
Suck it.
And right after she screams that out, Melanie, Melanie,
Oh.
"Kevin!" I'm like, damn it, Claire. Yeah, so yeah, back in the day, my kids, suck it. Yeah, that's how we were.
I mean, the X was like, it's iconic.
Suck it.
Yeah, it is iconic. Absolutely. What is we should do a gender reveal for Ohio.
Oh Lord.
We do it. Ohio needs to send a video of either a blue or pink, and then we'll play it on a future show. Gender reveal.
I just got triggered. Somebody was, I know they were talking about you, probably, Kevin, as the UK fan, but they said go Cards for the UK fan.
Oh, let's put that up.
Ooh.
Heavy metal go Cards just wanted to put it up for the UK fan. You know what? U of L fan, L's down, but I'm glad you're with us tonight. We can have common ground. But
I've
here you go.
Evolved.
Here you go. L's down.
I've evolved into a U of L and a UK fan because I think you can. If you're from Louisville,
you can't do that.
If you're from Louisville, you can do both because you love your city. And you know the winningest team of all time. You know the basketball dynasty.
It's one or the other.
You like the color blue because red's just kind of offensive. You know, it's. I mean, nobody wants to wear a red shirt out to dinner. If you do, you're just
or
kind
a
of
red hat with letters on it.
Yeah, no. A blue. Get you a nice royal blue shirt. Easy on the eyes.
Do you know I get called out because my favorite color. Do you know what my favorite color is, Russ? This is
blue and white.
Really?
No. My favorite color. This is 24 years in the making. You should probably have picked it up by now. Can he not fucking hear me? What are you doing, Russ? You're a deer in the headlights.
I can hear you. I mean, what purple? Is it purple?
No, it's black.
Well.
That's my two favorite colors.
You're a goth guy. You like gothic things.
I don't.
You wear black.
Yeah. But I'm not a goth guy.
Okay. No eyeshadow. No guy liner.
You know, I did. It's funny. I'm having recollections here. There was one time back in the day I put on. It was for we'd all went out. And I dressed up as a pirate. So that is the kind of the one time I put guy liner on.
Little sexy.
I had the Johnny Depp thing going on, yeah. So that was probably.
I'd like to see that. Actually,
I have to, yeah.
What you the one telling me about? You wanted to get like a really good Hollywood makeup artist, pay him, and do that whole Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean thing, and then crash a sorority party. Wasn't that you?
Mm-mm. No,
Russ. I think that was you talking in your head.
Oh, yeah. It would
Yeah,
work
what
though.
here's the
Halloween,
thing.
it would totally work.
Sorority things in that part of my life. Once your kids get to an age where they're older than the sorority girls,
You'd have to practice. You'd have to
no,
practice the
I
accent.
just I
Though.
don't.
You're not going to
Man,
pull it off unless
got
you can do the
to-
accent.
I had a lunch with my daughter and granddaughter today. That's my thing. And speaking of my granddaughter, I got to give a shout out. My granddaughter, 1 year old. 1 year. How do you say it? 1 year. 1 year.
1 year
1
old.
year. This Friday. It's been a year since she's been with us. I'm eating it up. I text Claire shortly before the show. And I'm like, when can I babysit again? That's kind of my thing now. It's the day begins and ends with my kids. My kids actually, they tell me, Dad, stop FaceTiming me. And I do it just to, I told Claire, I'm FaceTiming you, but I want to see Mila, not you. And then Kelsey and the boys, and so that's it's fun. Russ, your kids, you've got kids my grandkids' age. That's crazy. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Grandpa Dad.
You are great. And Marie, you're getting ready to have a granddaughter, right?
I am. End of
Beginning
February.
Those are game changers. Game changers. Yeah.
She's going to be awful. She's going to be rotten. She's going to be just like me. God love her.
Yeah. If I heard my kids say, I wish you let me do what let the grandkids do when we were little, that kind of thing. I'm like, okay, it is what.
I did the same thing to my mother. I can remember her asking my son if he wanted some chocolate cake before he got to eat supper. We didn't get to do that.
Supper. See, here in Louisville, we call it dinner.
Oh God, no!
Russ,
here it's breakfast, dinner, supper.
And supper.
I've heard it all.
With 2 or 3 P's.
Move out the way for old Tom Tucker. He's too late to get his supper. Supper's over and dinner's cooking. Old Tom Tucker just stand there looking. So supper becomes before dinner, according to Tom Tucker's song.
Russ, you know what you need to do after watching or looking at all these chats, especially Ohio Relic, who clearly is fanning over you. You need to get more active on social media.
All right.
Not that actually,
I am.
That's an oxymoron for me because I actually literally try to stay off of it. But when it comes to this show or podcasting or my kids, grandkids, that's I don't mind interacting with social media. Other than that, I don't care. But for the show's sake, if you're going to do something like this with me, you're going to have to be a little more active. At Reality Russ or whatever name you're going by these days.
You know what I do most of my social media is at Cornhole Mafia on Facebook.
Oh, there you go. What is it again? Say it again.
10,000 members in the Cornhole Mafia.
Look at what John says, Maria.
Shut up, John. Go away.
Yeah, you have what? Get everybody say that one more time, Russ. You have a cornhole page. It's called what?
Cornhole Mafia on Facebook. Cornhole Mafia is we got about 10,000 members. It's basically just it's kind of like a current events group. It's not a page, it's a group. You have to be in the group.
It's
Somebody
like what
said I
this
should create
is,
a page too to kind of mimic it.
ERRT Radio, this that we're streaming on Facebook is a group page, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they said I could promote the group if I got the page going pretty good, but the page is Louisville Cornhole. So I don't know. I got my social media a little bit in a quagmire. But Twitter, I've never really got on Twitter. I mean, I don't know. Twitter's just never really hit a nerve with me because I got the ADD and it's almost more ADD than me. And the one thing I know about ADD is you do not interact with anybody that's more ADD than you because it's just going to be a shit show.
I totally missed this. What is double V saying? That sounds like a porno.
That sounds like a porno.
What did we?
The what?
I don't know. Do I? That's what get his ears. His ears. It's like my dog when I say something about food or whatever. The ears pop up. All right. So what did we not cover tonight? That was potentially music. Did we talk music? And we talked a little bit of music. Yeah, I've been doing this playlist on ERRT Radio, and I've had a good time. And Maria, you're taking care of me when I send you all the links and you putting the files together and having a good time. Music is one of my go-tos.
So
I just
tell me about the name ERRT. I just want to promote ERRT a little bit more.
okay.
And so the bend I have on it is did it come? Is it an acronym? Is the ERRT?
It is an acronym.
Or was somebody just driving one of those rented scooters around town and they stopped really quick and saw their last life flash before their eyes, and the last thing they heard was
oh, here's what it was.
That's close to it.
Cornhole website. Cornhole Mafia sounds like a porno. Does it? Russ drop. Where did the fuck he go?
He touched the damn camera.
You know what? I bet you his phone died.
No, he said he had it plugged in. Remember, he couldn't put the the headphones in.
Yeah. That dude's a met. There he comes.
I hit the wrong button.
I know what he did. Are you still playing in the chat, Russ?
I was looking, but the leave button is right next to the chat button.
Russ,
so, like,
you are proof that you can you use the wrong finger sometimes, right?
Yeah, it was fat fingered.
So what does ERRT stand for, Maria?
Epic
oh, there
reality.
It is.
Yeah.
Reality tour. You don't know if I didn't know what the T was. I knew that. I mean, that's kind of badass, guys. That you could you have a platform that you call epic. You know, that's props.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like if you're gonna swing for the fences. Epic radio. I like that. Reality tour.
And in the literary sense, Kevin, an epic is a very long story. So they're kind of projecting the staying power of radio.
That's right. And that's
how many?
That's what Ron
How would
wants
you
to
say
do.
that then? If an epic, how would you say ERRT radio then?
How would I say ERRT radio if it's an epic?
Never mind. All right.
Probably just in English. Just say it in English, yeah. I could say ERRT Radio es un épico de grandes proporciones.
Russ, you do know your Spanish, right?
I got a bachelor's of arts in the Spanish language.
Not only that, because you're an adjuster, that's kind of like you need to know that.
Well, no, the adjuster would be if I'm speaking to our Spanish speaking citizens in the southern regions of the United States or elsewhere. But no, the roofing company, I do roofing as well. So that helps out with today we actually put a roof on, and my Hispanic crew, they're always very pleased when I show up because they know I'm the one gringo that's going to kick it, Mexico style.
One gringo that's going to kick it.
Kick it Spanish speaking style.
All right. So for the record, ERRT Radio is epic reality radio tour. Bobby, damn it, Bobby. Isn't that from what's that? Damn it, Bobby. That cartoon. King of the Hill.
Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
Yeah. I sell propane and propane accessories. That's like a little Bill Clinton in there.
That's a good segue.
I did not have sexual intercourse with that woman. And it all depends on what the definition of the verb is.
Epic, Russ. Seriously, speaking of epic, that's got to rank like one of the all-time great. The fact that our president, what is going on? What are you doing?
Trying to hear better.
I feel like
You're
I'm
talking in a soft voice now, Kevin.
How did Clinton pull that off back in the day, Russ? Give me your narrative on that whole Clinton
operator. He wasn't on Twitter acting a fool. He was just chilling out and trying to get BJs in the back room like any good red-blooded American male.
Oval Office, not back room. He went.
They weren't always at the White House, Kevin. There were junkets, there were presses. I mean, sometimes you're in Utah with a groupie, and then some shit goes wrong, and you got to buy her your wife a big canary yellow diamond or a pink diamond ring or something to cover it up. Kobe Bryant, shout out to Kobe.
Shout out to Kobe.
Oh,
rest in peace. 8/24.
Mamba mentality, Kevin.
What? Describe your Mamba mentality, Russ.
I've been trying to get one for cornhole because, like, when you get really good at something, you beat everybody that you know, and then you go to the bar and you beat a lot of people there. But then you go to another bar and there's really good people there and they can beat you. Then you got to dedicate yourself to get better at some shit. And I just haven't dedicated myself to get better at cornhole, to get to that ESPN level. I'm just one lottery win away from practicing cornhole 8 hours a day and playing on ESPN.
wow.
Oofy asks, Maria, your TV suddenly came on. What's up with that? Did you hit a remote or did it just
I'm
did it really just
outside.
come on?
I'm outside.
Ooh,
Well,
that's
I know
the
you're
ghost then.
outside.
The ghost hit the remote, yo.
It's been on because I had the Duke game on. So no, you
Poltergeist
just
program-
actually
Oh,
just
it's
got
been
to see
on.
it.
So
It's been on.
Oofy just instead of she just happened to be looking over your shoulder and decided the TV.
No.
No.
Not like that time that my UFO in my bedroom that Tom Jensen sent to me came on all by itself.
Mm,
2 different switches. Has to go one way or the other.
yeah.
Yeah. Remember that?
What about your switches, Russ?
I'm trying to think of a Snoop Dogg lyric. We goes on 17 switches. Got stitches for the stitches. In the living room, we got the, something with a B. I feel like that would be too offensive for my first appearance.
We're
So
past that, Russ.
Russ would pretty much freak out if he came and he saw my little circle that I have for a fire and the candle sitting out there.
Well, first of all, we got to get Russ to come before he freaks out, right?
Well, this is true.
I don't freak out too easy, y'all. I was raised in the south end of Louisville with some hip, like hybrid hippie redneck parents. They were like, if you took an angry redneck that was kind of smart and mixed it with a hippie who was all woke, that's who I was raised by. So it's like I've seen it all, bro. I mean, you're not going to scare me.
Russ,
The circles
read this
and candles.
comment. Read this comment out loud. Can you see it?
He can't see it.
Read it out loud. Don't read it to yourself.
Well, see, it won't even work out because I'll say it. I'll try to do the Billy Bob Thornton accent.
Oh,
like,
that is.
mhm. Some folks calls it a sling blade. Some folks calls it a Kaiser blade. Mm-hmm.
What about biscuits? Yes. She is
And
still
mustard.
awake.
What?
Do you like
Gotta talk
mustard
about
on
the
your
Biscuits and mustard.
Oh yeah. Reckon you got any biscuits and mustard? I don't know.
reckon? That is a country word too, right?
Which one?
Reckon.
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 Oh, yeah. I probably ad-libbed that.
I don't know. I've heard there's been times, and I'll say it. I'm texting our friend here, and she'll throw some country lingo at me, and I'm like, "What?"
Have to translate it
I
for him.
don't know what you said. I don't know what that means.
I told him to hide and watch to see what's going to happen, and he had
No,
no
I think it
clue
was something
what
else.
that was.
I like that.
No.
You're
just gonna have to
gone
hide
eat
and
your
watch.
cornbread. See, I can't say it in Billy Bob or the Carl, right? That was the Carl character's name, right?
Yeah, that was
Carl.
Sling Blade.
Yeah, that is actually a good movie. Dwight Yoakam was in that.
Oh,
Good
that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about him.
John Ritter. John was gay in that movie, Russ.
John who?
John Ritter, right? John Ritter, Three's
Mhm.
Company guy. He was
Yeah.
the gay guy, right? Jack Ritter. What was his? No, what was his real name?
You
Maybe
say
that
John
was his.
Ritter knew Jack Gay.
I don't know. This Ron, Ron, if you're still awake, at least tell me thumbs up, thumbs down on what you've experienced tonight from 9 p.m. Eastern to almost 11 p.m. Eastern. There's no thing is central on my watch.
Whatever. You don't mind the hour that you lose when you get here, so don't give me shit.
Well, how could
Just
you mind
saying.
it? You have to be there for you to mind it. The damn thing disappeared.
I know, but 3
Exactly.
minutes. 3 minutes is 3 minutes Eastern Central Time.
I mean, anytime you find out you just lost an hour of your life, I mean, you're going to be a little, you're going to at least have some questions.
V Psycho Double V. It's bedtime for me. It's bedtime. I thought she was on Central Time. Is she not?
No,
She's
she's
Eastern? Where's she
she's
at?
on the eastern coast.
Okay, 11 o'clock. That's a good call. It kind of, we
Good
do
night.
need to wind this
Love you, girl.
down. Yeah. Thanks for hanging. What is this? Heavy metal. Heavy metal. I like that. You can't have my cornbread. John Ritter. That's it. John Ritter. He was on Three's Company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come and knock on our door.
Oh, he was also in a good movie
Someone's
with
waiting for you.
Belushi.
I don't know that. Which
Not
Belushi?
James. Jim
Jim.
Belushi.
Mm,
The one that's still alive.
okay.
Real Man. It was a comedy. It had to do with aliens.
Jim Belushi.
Come
Really?
on. Yes, it was hilarious. It was back
Jim
in the
Belushi.
80s.
Who was the other one?
John Ritter.
John Ritter. He was the dad. Yeah.
We said that, Russ.
It was the
That's
good
how
package.
that started, was John Ritter.
That was the 3 minutes that Russ lost.
I'm sorry. I would have to be like
Stop
here if I
doing
was going
Russ, if you get any closer, I'm going to punch your uvula.
How's my complexion?
Uvula.
Uvula. Yeah.
Uvula.
Stick it. Open your mouth so I can do a Mike Tyson on it.
That's how Chewbacca speaks. Is
Really?
Oh Lord, that's what nightmares are made of.
Russ, 2 hours of our nonsense. You want to do it again sometime, Russ?
do it again. Do it. I'll do it.
Jack Tripper on Three's Company. Yeah, Jack Tripper. That was his name. Wow.
Jack Tripper played by John Ritter. Huh.
Played
Wonder
by
where they
John.
got that name.
Oh.
Lord.
He's like, okay, let's spitballing. My name's John Ritter, Jack Tripper. They got it the first round. No problem.
For the record, Ron gives us a thumbs up. It has been fun. It has totally been fun. I've had a great time. I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but if I had to do a paranormal or a show like this, sorry, paranormal people. We mixed in paranormal, but to be able to just shoot the shit without trying to be topic specific, this is definitely my go-to. So, all right, we got to wind this down. It is 11:02 Eastern time. Russ,
down for what?
the next time we do a show, let's do a checklist. What do you need to? What are your takeaways from tonight that you need to, have in place for the next time we do this? Let's real quick.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So, main thing is, I finished this bourbon it was like 20 minutes ago, and I've been thinking about getting up and getting another drink, but I didn't find a good pause. So I'm gonna have more bourbon in the background where you can't see it on the phone to pour, so that I don't have to get up. I'm gonna have more options. So that I'm glad we're going over this. This is a good talk, Russ. Good talk.
Russ, settle down, Russ. I didn't say that one time tonight. That vacation has been on several times in the last week or so.
It's a classic.
It is a classic. And every time I
Yes, it
fucking
is.
hear "settle down, Russ," your face appears. It's an apparition, an orb. It's not on screen. It's like just next to me. this vision.
I feel like I'm a close talker. I'm gonna have to get the earphones next time so I don't have to talk so close.
Please do.
Not everybody wants to see someone's mouth moving right on the screen like this. I
So
got good
tonight,
teeth, though.
Russ, you know what I established tonight?
No cavities, Kevin.
What I
47,
established
no
tonight. There, some people in the chat watching this kind of know they know who I am as far as podcasting and stuff. But one thing I did establish tonight, like every good show, you know, whether it's Hollywood, you got a TV series, a movie, or whatever, you establish your characters. Tonight, I established, you know, my leading male. You know, I'm kind of in that director mode. Let's see. Stop laughing out loud, Maria. Director mode, Russ. And I think I got you over with the audience. What's your parting shot comment for our audience tonight, Russ?
Oh man, I don't think I'm going to be able to.
I need a speech. Come on, encore or whatever. Give it. You just walked on stage. I've handed you an award, an Emmy, an Academy Award. This is your chance to. It's your speech. What is your acceptance speech? Because that's kind of what it is tonight. They've accepted you. I think the audience has. They have accepted you. So respond to your new friends.
In the words of Eckhart Tolle and Alan Watts, all we have is the present moment. So cherish it. It's from here to here. The past is gone.
Your hands are off screen. I can't see. No, that's
bigger. It's bigger though.
It's big. That's how big it is.
1.5 seconds is at least shoulder width, Kevin. So, you know, be your authentic self. Cherish the present moment. Forget about the past. The future is just some bullshit that you're worried about. It could be good, could be bad. Probably just going to be boring like the rest of the shit. Chill out, live your life, be authentic, and always go for the punchline, man.
The punchline. There you go. I am at my day at my life right now in my life. I'm all about the now. And I heard this line not too long ago. All we need is now. I am about the moment. I don't want to look too far ahead. I have kids, I've got grandkids, and there's a part of me that does look into that future after I'm gone. What the hell kind of life is there for them? I try to do that. And then again, that's why I take Amy and I, because that shit would just roll in my head all night. But you're right. It is about the moment. You know.
True spirituality exists in the now.
So John,
so do like aliens.
Says, thank you, Kevin, Russ, and Grandma Maria. What is your good name going to be, Maria?
I'm gonna let her decide what she's gonna call me.
Oh.
And it might not be real pretty. But we'll find out.
I'll figure it out. Russ would like to thank his hippie parents, his wife, his children, his minister, and not the aliens, but the who the fuck is? I don't know who he is. I need to find out who he is because he's
some good stuff.
He's made my night.
Perfect.
I say he. I mean, it would be kind of cool.
Well, he said he was born with an erection, so I'm assuming that means it's a he.
So that's a good point. I didn't think of that. Duh, erection. You could do the math. Yeah.
Erections.
Russ, you still got yours? You mentioned you had one going on tonight, right?
Had what going on?
Oh my God, stop getting close.
I swear to God, Russ, I am going to go on Amazon tonight. Send me your address. You'll get something in 2 days.
You must be on a Microsoft thing because this Apple iPhone ain't turning.
No, I'm not. I'm on a goddamn Blue Yeti mic.
Easy
I
trigger.
know. No, you need to step up your game.
Settle down, Kev.
So, all right, we got to wind this down. It's 11:09. Ron, I can shout out Maria. You do the justice. Give a shout out to the ERRT Radio guys, because you're actually, I say guys because you're, pardon the gender, you're part of that team. Talk up ERRT Radio real quick.
ERRT Radio. I got suckered into that a few years ago. I met Ron through KGRA. It's a great bunch of guys. It's just a bunch of people getting together
And
we
gal.
play, yeah, and we play music and do paranormal stuff and just whatever the
Chat.
topic is. We got chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all on Mixler.com.
Mixler.com. The ERRTradio.com. The link is in the show description on the Facebook and YouTube link post. Russ, it's a fun night.
What?
Fun.
Fun night? Yeah.
It was.
That was
Oh
a fun
my
night, all right.
God.
Oh my gosh. Stop it.
Jesus Christ. I'm
God, I'm gonna have nightmares.
annoyed.
Past my bedtime.
We're gonna hook you up. Ron, Bobby. I missed Andy tonight. How's Andy doing, Maria?
Andy's doing good. He's
Good.
just tired.
Miss Andy. Because Andy's across the pond, so it is.
He's
late,
6 hours
early.
ahead of us,
Yeah.
but he stays up all night,
Five.
so it's good.
5 hours, right? 5.
5 on
yeah.
yours, 6 on mine.
6. Yeah. The day. You know what? The sun comes up here first, so to me the day starts and ends. On
Oh,
Eastern
Jesus, here we
Eastern
go.
time. Yeah.
Actually,
This is true.
it comes up first over there across the pond.
Yeah, they had an
So
eclipse.
Andy beats both of us.
Okay.
You know, oddly enough, your paranormal friends are going to love this. Isn't Maysville where that last eclipse was for the longest or something?
No, that was here in Franklin and Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Okay, so but I mean, but it's close. All you
It's
got to do for
close,
paranormal
but
world,
no
all you
cigar.
have to do for paranormal is be close. You know that.
It's not like horseshoes and grenades,
Yeah.
dude. I mean,
It's-
it's
It's tangential.
Tangential. Yeah, I do have. Remember that idea, Russ, about a cornhole board and a chick?
Cornhole board in a chair?
Chick.
in a tick.
In a what?
Chick.
Yeah,
A woman.
Too many
Chick.
things that sound like other things.
All right. We've had way too much fun. This is only Tuesday, and
Yeah.
so
Only
a
good.
lot of fun stuff.
Only
Russ,
here.
Maria, thanks for doing this. Ron, all the guys and gals at ERRT Radio. Check if you're not subscribed, following them on Facebook, YouTube. Do that ASAP. We got to help bring that audience, bring that traffic to ERRT Radio. So a lot of fun stuff. We'll follow up with Ron when we do another show.
Yep.
But I had a good time tonight, Russ.
Yep. Shout out to the comment section. Ohio Relic Hunter and Heavy Meadow Detective and ERRT Radio and everybody that commented. They were cracking me up.
Well, you know, I've been following the chat as they come in.
Will you quit fingering the camera? You're killing me.
I got to touch the buttons. The buttons are on the screen.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. Everyone have a good night. We will do this again soon. Peace out, people.
Later, y'all.